Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice, and today we are doing a Friday flip through of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Bestiary. So let's get started. So this right here is the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Bestiary. I recently picked it up as I'm just starting to get into the game. And I just want to do a flip through. I've briefly looked through here. I've obviously watched some reviews and things like that over the last couple months. Heck, over the last year. But up front, this book, unlike the others, does not include all the nice pictures like the other ones do in the front. Which, I mean, it's kind of a given because it's the Bestiary, but it would have been cool if they stuck with the same format and had that. Again, minor thing, not really that important. I just really like that they do that in the other books. Love the frog guy. I can't think of what they're called in Pathfinder right now. I know they're not called the same thing as other game systems, but they are probably one of my favorite monsters. So here we are. You get into the introduction, talks about playing characters, talks a little bit about like traits and things like that. Traits are a huge deal in Pathfinder. Talks about raising hit points based on if they're going to be an elite and the starting level. So one of the things that is interesting about Pathfinder is that it has a scaling difficulty. So you can take low-end monsters and apply them to a high-level adventuring party, and you can do the same thing with the way the skills work and all of that stuff. So one thing too that always stands out with Paizo products is the art is just gorgeous. I really like it. Up here they have the cover of the book. The goblin on the front, or not the goblin troll. I think it's a troll. Yeah, it's a troll. The troll on the front of the book. I really like that. That's kind of cool. Elgolthu. Again, another very iconic monster called something else in another game system. Very cool here. Now, one of the gripes that I've seen, and I kind of understand it, is they don't go into detail about how the abilities work for the monsters in this book. You have to go and read it later in the book about how the abilities actually work in most instances. I can see why they do it. Obviously, it's saving space. It makes sense. Ooh, animated objects. Love those. Some of my favorite things to use in games. But I see why they do that. Obviously, they don't want you to... They don't want to make the book too big, right? You got to keep it to a certain level. Here's the awakened tree. That's really cool art. I like that. I actually hope we see a miniature of that really soon because I just really like that one. Pathfinder has some amazing miniatures. Like if you go through their miniature line, oh my goodness, it's sweet. And I'll admit, I feel like Pathfinder does a better job with their miniature selection than the D&D does. I feel like they do a really good job of using monsters they haven't used before. And while I'm not a fan of certain monsters in Pathfinder, like their renditions, like I'm not a big fan of like the bugbears in Pathfinder. I'm not a big fan of the hobgoblins in Pathfinder. Just the style just doesn't do it for me. I prefer D&D's hobgoblins and bugbears over Pathfinders. There's a couple other monsters like that, but yeah, look at the boggart. That's what they're called. They are so cool. Like, I love those. Love them. But again, yeah, like, see the bugbear. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the tiny looking head on the massive creature, or the eye. I don't know what it is. I think it's the eyes. I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I've never been a fan. Even the first edition bugbears, I was just not into. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have a preference? Do you not care? I mean, what do you think of bugbears and hobgoblins and things like that in Pathfinder? Do you like the art? I don't. That's cool. Catfolk. I do like the different worms they have in here. I think they do a good job of that. Look at them. Gorgeous. Crimson worm. Ooh. I just noticed there's like a texture when there's ink. Interesting. Does this one have it too? No, that one doesn't have it. Just that page. Centipede. Chimera. Speaking of a chimera, I got a chimera that needs to get painted. Changelings. That's a cool piece for the changeling. The cloaker. I'm a fan of cloakers. I really like cloakers. Chul. Those are cool too. Cockatrice. They're fun. There is a great selection of monsters in this book. There's no shortage of what you can do with this book. That's for sure. I really, really appreciate the selection they put in here. You know, I know the second edition one is out. I haven't run Pathfinder yet. However, I'm really looking forward to running Pathfinder. And I feel like there's enough monsters in here. I'll probably get the second edition Bestiary in a couple months. Probably about 2-3 months from now. But I'm really looking forward to their advanced player's guide that's coming out in about a month. I think that's going to be good. I was talking on stream about it last night, and someone asked me if I was excited about it. And I was like, you know, I kind of am, but I told them I was only looking forward to the Investigator and the Oracle, but I actually am really looking forward to the Witch. The 4 new classes I think are going to be good. I'm not typically someone who plays a swashbuckler, so that doesn't appeal to me as much. But I'm really looking forward to the other 3. The Investigator one, again, maybe I won't use that one. I don't know. But the Oracle and the Witch are going to be pretty good. Yeah, look at these. Oh, so good. Like, that is such a good piece of art. Both of them are great. Oh, that's a good one, too. The huge contracts hanging over. Oh, great. Love it. I wish I was that good of an artist where I could, like, do things like that. The Dampier. The Dinosaur. I think this is the only Dinosaur that came in their first batch of Lost Omens minis, too. I think it was. I could be wrong. It was just kind of odd. I was looking at the miniatures the other day, and I'm like, huh, there's one dinosaur in this whole thing, it looks like. No others. The Doppelganger. Look how vicious it looks. So I was actually just going to look and see. It doesn't seem to include any. Yeah, it doesn't seem to include an alignment. Unless that's what the N means. Yeah, I guess it does. Interesting, they put it in traits now. Ooh, the dragons. Yes. Thank you. Gorgeous blue dragon there. I love the green dragon. I think that's great. I got a video coming up soon about my favorite dragons between Paizo and Wizards of the Coast. And I think that'll be a fun video to make. It'll allow me to use some of the artwork in these to show off my favorites. I'll probably just leave it to a top 5 or a top 10 list. Top 10 favorite dragon art between Wizards of the Coast and Paizo. Dragon turtle's cool. Oh, yeah, look at that. We're into drakes now. Ooh, I love it. I don't like it. I love it. As my 5-year-old would say. Drow. Loving it. I think I missed a page. I did. Oh, yeah, Durgar. There's a lot of Durgar miniatures in, I think, the Lost Omens. I think it's the Lost Omens miniature line. And I was like, ooh. Like, you can do a lot. A lot of bombers. A lot of, like, grenadiers. Love the Earth Elemental. Great job. Great job there with the green eyes. Love it. Fire. Yes, the Mephits. Again, so those are a monster I've never used in any game. So I kind of want to do it. Elemental Water. Ether Spider. That's cool. Love the elephant. I was looking at some miniatures for elephants, actually, not too long ago. I thought it would be cool to have one big elephant that people could ride. Like a flat platform on the back and stuff. Like, even using it in combat, like having multiple players up on top with, like, a couple monsters and battling it out, that would be awesome. Love this Jin, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce half the stuff, but that's okay. Ghoul. Giants. They have some really nice giants, too. Yeah, I don't like that as much around the face, but I do think the pose and the sword is pretty cool. The Rune Giant. The Gibbering Mouther. That's kind of crazy. Gimmerling. Knoll Cultist. Goblins. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love Paizo Goblins. The Paizo Goblin Piggy Bank I wanted to get a few years ago. I thought that would have been cool. I still kind of want it. It just looked awesome. They also had the Paizo Goblin plushie that you could have, like the stuffed plushie. That was cool too. Maybe I'll get it one day. I'm a fan of the Paizo Goblin. I really am. And even what's the Starfinder version? The Skitter, what are they called? Skitterings or something? They're pretty cool too. I've never played Starfinder. I don't even own Starfinder. But I would play it. I think it'd be a good time. There you go. A Gremlin, which basically looks exactly like the Goblins. Griffins. Gricketog. Looks like a rock, but yeah, I don't know. A Grim Reaper. Gug. Gutholith. That's a cool one. I like that. I can't wait to actually pick up the Lost Omens books and start reading through the changes in Galarian. I'm really excited about that, to be honest. The Harpy. That's a nice looking Harpy, actually. Looks brutal. Sheesh. The Hellhound. Yeah, see, so here's the Hobgoblin art. They just look like doofuses. And I feel like that does a disservice to Hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are supposed to be, like, badass, in my opinion. These aren't it. Like, that one's better than this one. But they're, like, scrawny, and they look frail and weak, and I don't know. I don't like it. Homunculus, the horse. Hydra, Hyena, Kobolds. The Kobolds are interesting this time. They're almost like more like fish creatures now. Or at least that red one is. That looks like a fish creature instead. But, you know. The Kraken. The Kruth. Kruth looks cool. The Lamia, which is basically like it's like a centaur, but it's more like a lion or something. Centaur? I don't know. Funguses. Leshies. So, I don't know much about these Leshies. I don't remember them in the first edition. They may have been in there. Heck if I know. But they're kind of interesting. I kind of like them, to be honest. I think it's a very interesting type of character that is a playable race in the Lost Omens line. Demi-Lich. Ooh, the Linorm. I like that. Yeah, what is it? I had like the Linorm Kings, or I don't know. It was like a small little splat book. I think it was like an ice area. It was really cool for first edition. I still have it on my shelf. I was actually trying to look over to see if I could tell, but I can't tell. I can't read it from here. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff though. Pathfinder, again, they do a great job. I'm definitely a fan of their work. Manticore, that's so cool. It's like a cross between a tiger and a lion and like other stuff. The the mantis, giant mantis, a Medusa, merfolk, focus gaze. I'm gonna have to look up how the Medusa works in this, see if she works like normal. Minotaur, the mimic, the moo spore. So this is basically serving like as a good book if you just want to see if this had your monster in it, like your favorite monsters. And again, I think they have a lot. Like you can do pretty much anything. If you want to do water stuff, you want to do woodsy stuff, you got dryads, you got all sorts of stuff. If you want to do planar things, you've got some stuff for that. Giants, dungeons. I mean, it's a good mix of everything in this book. So the orcs. So I don't mind their orcs. I don't hate them. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. Love their owl bear. It's great. The Odiug. Love theirs. It's great. Obviously, the Pegasus is cool. That Phoenix is awesome. I feel like this would be really cool on a translucent, like plastic, like red and blue and pink and purple and orange and yellow. It's a gargantuan, so that would be really cool to see, though. Planar Scion. That one's cool with his tattoos. Azamar Redeemer. The Poltergeist. Paracha. Protein. I don't know. Probably some planar things. Ooh, that one's cool. The Kekatar. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. Or maybe that's the Kekatar. Or maybe they're both the Kekatar. I don't know, but they're cool. It's a bird with a plague mask on. That's interesting. That's cool. He's a really cool dinosaur. The Raja Rakshasa. Yes. Dandasuka? I don't know what that is. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Yes, the Reef Claw. The Red Caps. The Red Caps look so vicious and creepy. And Reamer Haws. I got a cool blue miniature of that I got not too long ago. The Rock. Not the wrestler, the Rock. Just a roper that's on the ceiling. That's cool. Rust Monster. Nice job there. It's got like a shield in its mouth that's dissolving. A Satyr. A giant scorpion eating a tiger. Wow. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. That is some cool. I like that. That is crazy to me. All right. Sea Devils. Big fan. I saw the Shadow miniature. The Shadow miniature looked really cool. Sea Serpent's awesome. Shark, a Shambler. Shining Child, Shoggoth. Yup. Oh, that one's cool. I like that. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a rat thing. It's huge, though. I don't want to mess with that. But that looks really cool over here. It's like a dog bird. Oh, that's crazy. A Sin Spawn. Their skeleton looks nice. Their skeletal horse looks nice. Skull Taker, a Slurk. Those are cool. I saw, like, they used to have a miniature in one of the previous lines that was cool for that. Snakes, Giant Viper is cool. Oh my goodness. Some spiders and stuff coming up. Sphinx, Soulbound Doll. I don't know what a Soulbound Doll is, but I don't want to find out. Looks like it looks like a kid, but it's a doll apparently that's evil. It's just a construct, I guess. Okay, spiders. A giant tarantula. Yeah, no thank you. Tarantulas are giant. A Goliath spider. Oh, hell no. Sprites. Oh, that one's cool. Is that a Krig? A Grig? That's crazy with the bug body. Pixie. Tyrotricus and a Tengu. Tengus are cool. Black Axe. Tree Razor Cultist. That's cool. Nice art. Trolls. A course, they have cool art. Pathfinder had some cool trolls in first edition for their miniatures. Thule, vampires. Yep. Warsworn, warg, web lurker, wasp. No, thank you. I hate stinging bugs. Weemoth, Wendigo, a were creature, were rat, werewolf, were bear. That werewolf looks cool. The willow wisp with the skull. That's interesting. The wolf, the wraith, the Zulgath. I think I had that miniature before in the previous, for first edition. I always use it as a lizard man. The Yeti, which is a very popular monster for some reason with Pathfinder developers and stuff. Zombies. And that is it. So then you get into the ability glossary. So this is where like you actually have to look up how some of the abilities work, because it doesn't go into it when you're on the stat blocks. New rituals, so different spells it looks like. Creatures by type. So it has them sorted out here. New languages. Creatures by level, so you could go through and be like, all right, what level are my players? Oh, okay. I want a difficulty of this. Let me just look in here. And then you can pick something based on that. So that's cool too. All right. And that's it. Age of Ashes. Lost Omens World Guide. Very good stuff. Very, very, very good stuff. I want that book. I want all the books. And then the core rule book. So that was it. That was our flip through of the Bestiary. If you would like to support the channel, you can go down to the description or in the pinned post and purchase your own Bestiary if you have not purchased it yet from Amazon. Get a little bit of a commission for that. Doesn't cost you any more to do that. And typically you save money buying from Amazon when it comes to RPG books. Typically you can get them as cheap as $20 less than MSRP. So that's kind of nice. If you also want to support the channel, you can also go over to our Patreon. We have a few different tiers there. If you buy in at the $1 level, you get access to a private Discord channel on my server. We have a bunch of different things over there. People looking for games all the time. Typically, that's where I pull my players from for my games. And with the fact that we're going to be running some Pathfinder coming up, if you want to play some Pathfinder, that's the way to get into it. So we got that. And then the last thing you can do, other than by liking and sharing this video around, is if you go over to the Master the Game store, we got face masks for COVID. We've got, cell phone covers, shirts, hoodies, all sorts of really cool stuff. So if any of that sounds like something you're interested in, head on over there. We have some competitive prices, and it's cool. We got the D20 logo. We've got a rainbow D20. We've got all sorts of different things. We've got the Awkwardly Nerdy brand. We've got general tabletop RPG quotes on shirts. All sorts of cool stuff. So if you want to support the channel, please, I highly encourage you to go and check out the store. That's probably the best way to support me, to be honest. Followed by Patreon, of course. And that's it. So this was Master the Game. I am Juice. Game on.